This is the fantastic multi-blend and soup maker that you can get right here from Innovations. And this really is another whole step when it comes to blenders. So you may have seen your standard blender and it will do your smoothies, it will do your juices and purees, and this one will do exactly that for you, just as any normal blender would. You can see it's got its standard blender blade at the bottom there. But this, it does so much more. Firstly, it is going to make soups, and I'm going to come back to that, but I want you to keep that in mind because this is one of the key things. But what sets this one apart is not only the fact that it blends, but of course the fact that it cooks, and that's the soup action that we're talking about. But have a look at this. Have you ever seen a blender that can boil eggs for you? And this is what we've set it off doing right now. We've put some water in there. We've put the little egg holder on the inside there as well. So that's a removable egg holder inside. And we've switched it using the controls at the front to boil/steam mode, and you can see a little red light is just on right there at the moment, and this is setting about boiling and steaming these eggs so that you end up with beautiful boiled eggs at the end. Isn't that so clever? Now I wanted to show you this because what you can actually see is that that blending blade is not spinning. There is no heat being generated from the blending action. There's no sound of a blender being in operation, but you can see that the heat is being generated by the control unit at the base of the jug, and it is sending that heat up in through that water and creating that boiling and steaming motion. So when you then transfer that to creating soup, that is how and why you're going to be able to cook your vegetables and then blend your vegetables into that beautiful consistency. So for instance, let's say you wanted to do a pumpkin soup. Now we have already done a pumpkin soup down here. I know you can't probably see it too well there, but the way that we created that was put all of our vegetables into the unit, which was pumpkin and onions, and then we've put our juice in there as well, so our stock, and then we've blended that together by we've cooked it and blended it together using our control panel down here. Now there are two options. You can have chunky soup, or you can have super smooth soup, and we've gone for the smooth soup. As you can see that there is the option there for smooth soup over on this side, and that produces that beautiful smooth soup. Now that's going to take you 20 to 30 minutes. So let's say 30 minutes for you to produce that smooth soup. And if you want it chunky, then you're probably going to be closer to the 20-minute side. So all you do is you put it all in, you press the button, and it is going to cook and then blend for you and produce that fabulous soup. So let's come back and see what's happening over here and watch as this is generating more and more bubbles as it's getting into that boiling phase. And you're doing this within a blender. Now this has been on, literally before I started talking to you, it had probably been on for a minute. So this has probably been on, for, 2-3 minutes, something like that, and now it is absolutely boiling, and then you're going to be able to dictate to it, good, my eggs have been boiling for long enough, and then I will now turn that off, and you can do that very simply with your device or your buttons at the front there. So that's how you use this. It also has your functions that you would expect of a normal blender with your pulse button, your normal blending button. You've got reheat, so if you wanted to pop the soup back in there, you could reheat it again. Have you ever seen a multi-blender that can cook the soup whilst it's in there, blend the soup, boil your eggs, do your juices, make your purees? It's the multi-blender.